Hi, welcome to the Data Tech. So today we are going to discuss about LLM tokenization process. So what is exactly tokenization? So even before getting into tokenization, we should need to know what is tokens, right? So you might have used LLM like ChatGPT or Gemini or Group. The very first thing that comes into this LLM is the concept called tokens, right? So all these LLMs. So for example, let's just talk about OpenAI ChatGPT product. So OpenAI is a company and they have one of their AI product which we call it as ChatGPT, right? So they are like kind of different. So in ChatGPT, whenever you ask some question, it just generates the answer. That's why we call it as a generative AI. The very first thing when you type something, right? So for example, like you just say I love Python or who is Gautam SB. So you're asking some questions or the statements to ChatGPT. The very first thing what happens when it gets into the core model of ChatGPT, right? It is called tokens. The very first process we call it as tokens. Okay. So even before getting into tokens, right? So what is the actual brain of ChatGPT? So the brain is nothing but we technically call it as models, right? So what exactly the model name? We call it as transformer. So transformer is actually the model which ChatGPT use as its brain. Okay, so the model is nothing but it has been pre-trained with some data set and it knows what to do with that data set, right? When you ask some question like a human being, I used to think about what exactly I have to respond for the question, right? Similarly, this transformer does that. So what this transformer is a paper released by Google in 2017. So ChatGPT used this paper as a reference to build their model, so which is like transformer again. And this transformer, right, will not understand the text, for example, or a string, I could say. So, for example, you say, I love Python or who is Gautam SB. When you ask this question, right? So, this transformer will never understand the text, the string what you are sending to. The only thing what this transformer model can understand is numbers. And that's why we go with the concept called tokens first and then we go for the transformer. So, in this video, I'm not going to explain what this transformation and all this stuff. So, that's again a very big topic. So, the very first thing we are going to understand is token. And this video you can take like, for example, if you are attending some interviews, so being a data engineer or a data analyst or a software engineer, and you are just showcasing AI in your work, right? So, we need to know such concepts of LLMs, right? So, one such important concept is token. So, you can take this video as a kind of system design of LLM tokens, or you can consider this video as like an interview prep or something. So, whichever way you want to take this video, you can take. And this video will be a bit long, so sorry for that, but it's worth watching and I'm sure that you will not be get bored with this video. I'll take care of it, right? Okay, so transformer will not understand, as I told you, text, so that we come to the concept of tokens. Okay, and that means you may get a question, so do tokens convert our text to integers, numbers? Yes, but it has some process to do that. So okay, so one is token. So when I say, like I told you, right? So like imagine I will say like, who is Gautam SB? Okay, so this is my name. Okay, so when you ask who is Gautam SB, right? So what is the very first thing the LLM does? The LLM process does, this token comes into picture. So what exactly it do? So it splits the words into tokens. Like who is one token, right? So like, and then is, and then Gautam. So it splits Gau separately and Tam separately, and you may get a question why it's so. I'll tell you. Okay, Gautam and then the question mark. Okay, so this is how the tokens will be get splitted. Okay, so this particular tokens, when it just get generated like this, and then it assigns a unique number for all this. So this number is again generated by which process? I will tell you all of that. So imagine now it generates some number for who, which is 200, and then for is 17. So like always, so whenever the who comes, always the number is going to be 200. The number will never change. Okay, and then for Gau, it is going to be 2187, something like that, 10014 THAM, and for question mark it could be 78. So this is the unique number that will be get generated, and this number is what gets into transformer, and then transformer makes some process with this number, and then it will understand, and then it will connect all the information from which it got trained already, right? So these models, right? So the OpenAI models which you use, or there are free and paid models. So if you use OpenAI model, it's all pre-trained with the data set. Like if you ask ChatGPT-4, right? So what is the model that you have been trained and till what duration? It will say I have all the information till 2023 or 2024. With all that data, it has been pre-trained. right? And we do have a lot of open source model as well. If you go to huggingface.com, you will see a lot of open source model. On top of that model, you can build the products, right? So you can build, for example, you build a resume analyzer, right? People upload their resume and then the model gives what part has to be get enhanced, and such products you might have already seen. So those products are in backend is powered by models like transformer and open source models which you see in the market, right? Okay, so with respect to OpenAI's transformer model, you have to buy it. It's like paid model. Okay, so the again, after receiving all this number, internally transformer does lot of algorithms runs on top of it with multiple layers, and then it will identify the relevant information which has been already trained in transformer's brain. It's like neural networks and neurons, like how it runs in our brain, right? Similarly, in deep learning, we have all that concept. And finally, transformer will give the output, and then this output also will be in number, and that will be get converted back to a text. Okay, now the question is, so splitting the words or the sentence into tokens. A token can be a word or a subword or a chunk of a word or even a single character it can be. So token is not a new concept, is very old concept. At the end of this video, I'll show you a practical as well. Fine. So this splitting the words or the sentence into tokens and assigning the number, who is doing it? And we call that process as tokenizer. Tokenizer. So this is the process which does that. Okay, so now let me just erase this and then I'll show you the another piece of information which will be very interested. Okay, now let's talk about tokenizer. Tokenizer. Okay, so before we get into it, right, so we can see the high level model and an architecture of how actually the entire story works, right? So see your question, so you send a question or a statement, okay, so that will be get into the process of token, and this token will assign a unique number, and then this number goes to transformer, and then transformer process it with the pre-trained information it has, and then finally you will be getting your output. Okay, so this is on high level. Okay, so now let me just, so now what exactly the tokenizer do, which I already told you, like who is Gautam. Okay, so now even before getting into this, right, so how come like this tokenizer is like identifying the word and assigning the numbers to it, right? So even before training your transformer model, okay, so transformer is a model, so you are supposed to train this model, right? So you have to train this model, but even before training this transformer, you have to train your tokens, that is the words. So to do that, they have a concept called Vocab. So Vocab is a place where, okay, so Vocab is a place where, see, imagine when you write a statement or a question, you're giving as an input to a ChatGPT, it creates a token, right? But then against what it is going to search with this input, whatever you shared, right? So what they do is, even before they train the transformer, they have a concept of training the tokenizer. Right, so tokenizer is a place where they used to train by giving large amount of data set in the form of books, websites, Wikipedia, so many stuff, just to train the tokenizer to create the tokens for the words. Okay, not like how they train the transformer, that is different. So there are two types of training here. One is tokenizer training to just create something called Vocab. See, after training this tokenizer, right, what this tokenizer will create is, it will create a Vocab. You can consider this as a dictionary. Okay, it's like a English dictionary. You have all the words with the meaning, right? So something like that, they will just create an Vocab, and what this Vocab will have, so this Vocab will have, so this Vocab will have a list of all the numbers. For example, who means 200, is 100, 1001, go 10, thumb 38. So like that, it internally use an algorithm called byte pair algorithm, and with the help of byte pair algorithm, it creates numbers. It assigns a unique number, and then it just create this as a Vocab, and this Vocab will be get stored and it will be get trained. Keep on training if you give more data set. So first, even before getting into transformer, you have to prepare a Vocab, a dictionary, because you need a dictionary to know what actually you are searching for, right? So you have a word and you have to search with something, right? So that something is nothing, but you should have a source to check that, right? So I have an Vocab. Okay, so now when you send a statement or a question to LLM like ChatGPT will convert that to a token, and then it will try to match that number in the Vocab. Okay, so now this vocab is created with lots and lots of words. So this vocab needs to be get trained a lot and lot with lots and data sets, books, Wikipedia, as I told you already, and it will have lots and lots of words and with the numbers. Okay, so next what it will happen, right? So this vocabulary is already being trained, that it's been stored. Okay, so just think in that way. Now when you just give this who is Gautam, it creates a token first. Okay, so when I say token, okay, let me just add this, edit this itself. Who is, and then Gau, and then Tam, and then the question mark. Okay, so now the tokenizer split the words, the sentence into tokens. The next step is it has to assign the numbers to it, the unique ID, right? For that, it lookups the vocab. Okay, so it lookups the vocab, so it will check whether who is already there. You might already get a question in your mind, right? Why Gau and Tam has been splitted? Why it's splitted into two tokens? Why not Gautam as one token, right? Or is take Python, Py as one token and THON as another one. So why it's happening in that way? Already you might have that question, I'll answer you. So who? Okay, it checks the vocab and okay, we have who, okay, 200, so it assigns 200. And then is, okay, it's already there, 1001. And then even before splitting this Gautam into Gau and Tam, it checks whether this Gautam is present in the vocabulary. Okay, so in the vocab dictionary, there is no Gautam. And then what it does now, it will check the next possibility by splitting this into two. Okay, do we have Gau here? Yes, we do have. And do we have Tam here? Yes, we have. And it assigns the number like 10 and 38. Imagine if Gau is not there. Let me strike this out. So Gau is not there, but Tam is there. Okay, 38 has been assigned. Now imagine the Gau is not there. Again, what it will do, right? It will try to split into two. GO as one token, W as another token. It tries to split into two and it will check. So it will keep on splitting the data if the match is not found. At last, so now imagine this entire sentence is not there in the vocab. So what it will do, right? It will split each and every word into characters. Single characters, because single characters by default A to Z will be already loaded in vocab. That's the first step they used to do, and all special characters, punctuations, question marks, everything will be loaded, so there is no confusion in that. So end of day, it splits the tokens into single character if the match is already not there, but there is a problem. But the problem is when you have more tokens, right, then it takes more time. That means it is more expensive. You know, that's a problem here. So if it has to be like less medium token size, and then only it will be very fast and the expensive part will be get reduced, or else we have to pay a lot. And if you know, there are token limits, right? If you take ChatGPT, right, the token limit is 128k, 128,000. So in just one token size, one token equal to 4 character, and that means 128k token means it's like 300-400 page of book you are giving as a input. And that means when you open a ChatGPT, right, you open a ChatGPT and start chatting with it. So that window, that session, the combination of your question and the answer what the ChatGPT gives you in combine, the limitation is 128k. And we are not going to ask such a question and answer combination, but it is too high, right? It's really too high. Even you can give an input of a book with worth of 200-300 pages. That's what 128k token, right? So that's a very rare case that we do, right? It has a huge limit. If you cross the limit, it will say like token limit has been exceeded, right? So that's the thing. So 128k token has been supported, right? But this 128k token, how it has to be, right? It has to be like words, bare minimum words. It should not be the characters, the characters. It will take more time and more expensive to search character wise, right? So when I say token, it has to be a kind of very near meaningful words needs to be there. So for that, what you have to do, you have to train this vocab, means you have to give large amount of data with different sentence and the meanings to your vocab first, the tokenizer part. Okay, so tokenizer will split the sentence into token, and we have byte pair algorithm which actually assigns the numbers for your tokens. And the same thing happens in the vocabulary also. In vocabulary also, we have byte pairing algorithm which actually generates the numbers, unique number for each of the words, okay, the tokens. And this byte pair algorithm is something used in ChatGPT and OpenAI, but it differs with model to model that you use. Okay, so now I'll just show you the final flow. Okay, so the final flow is, so your text and then tokens, and which means tokenizer, So that means it generates numbers. Okay, and for this number only we are using byte pair encoding algorithm to do that. Okay, and this goes as an input to transformer, and then the transformer gives that, it does all kind of processing with neurons, neural networks, and this deep learning stuff, and then it finally gives you the output, right? So this is what, because we are not getting into what exactly the transformer and all those stuff, that is not an agenda of this video. The agenda of the video is tokens, right? So this is something very interesting topic, and that's why like I thought of like sharing it with you. And if you really enjoyed it, now we are at the end, right? So I just had to show you the practical, so please do wait. So if you really enjoyed it, I want you to comment yes, you enjoyed it, or you like the video, something like that. You just do a comment so that I'll come to know that you are really interested in such topics. So that will encourage me to make such new topics in AI. And thanks for watching. Let's get into practical.
Okay, so this is the practical part. So it's like a few lines of code. I'm just demonstrating how this tokenizer and this tokens and token ID works. So I'm just importing transformer and GP2 to tokenizer. So this is available in huggingface.com, the libraries. So tokenizer equal to GPT2 tokenizer dot from pre-trained, I'm giving GP2, so GPT2. So what is happening in this line, right? So it's loading the pre-trained GPT2 tokenizer, and then this is my input text. And first thing is I'm preparing the tokens. So tokenizer dot tokenize text. So this will create the tokens. I'm just printing it everything here. Okay, and then next part is I have to assign token IDs, right? So tokenizer dot convert tokens to IDs. So internally this byte pair encoding comes into picture, and then I'm just passing my token. And finally you can see the output. So when you run it, you can see the output. The token is I love Python. So that G, what you see is actually the space. So that's why it just create a space. So that's thing, you can ignore it. So it just splits I love Python and transform and then ERS. So you can see there is no such word in the vocab which says transformers. So that's why it's just splitting transform and ERS is a two separate thing, and then finally the exclamatory symbol. And token IDs for all these tokens you can able to see here. And if you want to decode also, you can do. So decode is tokenizer dot decode, and you give the token IDs, not the tokens, and then it will give you the words, the text back, right? So this is the practical part. So you can find this code link in the description box of this video, and please do forward this to your friends and colleagues. And I do a lot of videos in data engineering and AI, and if you're really interested, please do subscribe my channel. And then like if you're really interested, and I told you already, right? So please do comment in my videos like how you enjoyed it, right? So that will encourage me to make more such videos. Thanks for watching.